Welcome everyone to Software Inc. We've got Ion Technologies and King X Ion here. Let's build Battle Conquer. Alright, so we've changed our days per month. We're going to start in the 90s. We're starting with the basic starting funds. We're on beginner difficulty because I suck at the game. Our traits are, this is fine, so I'm not affected by chaotic environments. Born leader, improved leadership skills, bad at everything else. And then silent but deadly. I think I might change this. Let's change him to super focus. And then silent but deadly does no, but nobody will take the elevator with him. And super focus works best at one task but fails at multitasking. The eventual goal is to only have one task per team. That's the goal. And then down here, we've got some of the most important things to our character. But what we're going to do is we are going to randomize it. So creativity will change his, so inspiring gives us a focus. We have to have him give him a private office and royalties, which is fine. I'm going to make his focus, I'm going to make it audio tool, and then we're going to click random. So he's really good as a programmer for 3D, decent as a designer, but this is kind of where he's looking like. And then leader, not great at automation, but HR is maxed out. Socialization and multitasking is great. And then service, he's decent at marketing, decent at law, and decent at accounting. So those are going to be our stats. Let's pick our map. And I do have mods installed from the Steam Workshop, and I will link all of those down below so you guys can play similarly to me. But of course, you're going to want to switch it up a little bit. But we're going to start in the Garage Inc. Expanded Beta. That's where we're going to start. It just gives you a little bit more room because you quickly move forward in this game. So we're going to pause. And what we're going to do is we need to lease out this office. Now remember, because our King X Ion is inspiring, he needs his own private office. So we're going to just set that up right away so we don't have to really worry about that later. Let's go ahead and get him a chair. And then he needs a computer. And we'll just get him the 90s computer to start. And then eventually we can get up to some crazy computers and stuff like that. And then we just need a light in there. I go for these fluorescent lights. Add trash can. Okay. This game has updated a ton since I've last played. So there's going to be some things that I just don't know yet. Well, it looks like you can use the arrow keys to rotate your screen, which is nice. And then you can use right click to drag. Okay. Let's see, what else do we need? I think that's it. Let's make it a little bit more homey in there with a bookshelf. There's a radiator there. Place the bookshelf there, and then we'll get him a little plant as well. This is just going to improve the environment, which means they're going to work better. Let's go out of build mode. And then we come to this screen, and there is a ton in this game, especially if you decide to add mods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to HR, and I'm going to go to Manage Teams. So we have this Core 1 team, and what we're going to do is we can set up our employees. So one really nice thing that this game has is if you go to change roles, auto role, it just automatically gives him all the roles because he's good at everything. So I'm going to do that. Max tasks, going to be 1. We're going to leave that at 1. We need to go back to employees, click him, change roles, leader, okay, X. So we have a meeting being planned. We don't have a meeting room, so we don't have that to worry about. In here, if we go to HR management, now we can say, because we have a level 3 HR leader from King X Ion, we can say we want him to handle the wages, handle complaints, and role selection. Secondary role 20% of the time, 80-20 is a perfect split. I use it all the time. Education level, we're going to try to get them up to 2. We'll do 2. That's fine. And then this is going to set how many of our employees we want to have getting educated at one time. And then we'll leave this alone for right now, the specializations, because we just need a little bit of everyone in terms of education. So then we get to the hiring part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of these screens, and you can minimize them, and then just minimize like that, and so you can move them around your screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back into build mode. We're going to get some lights, and we are going to build out this little area as an office. And if you double click an item, you can move it, double left click, but you want to light up your areas pretty well, or you're just not going to be able to see what's going on in them. I need that right there, please. And I need this right. That's fine right now. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I was trying to get it centered. You can do some stuff. You can have the grid size, reset the grid, double loop grid size, and angle snap. We're just going to do 3 in the middle like that. And then the best way to set this up is we can actually put down the walls. So if we toggle T, or you can click the button, put down the walls, it makes it just a little bit easier. We're going to get some tables. I'm going to flip them. And what I like to do is I'm going to just put a few tables a little bit of everywhere, like so. And then we can go here and we can look at cubicle, and we can get some cubicle walls, and we can split off the 2 tables like so. Then they all need chairs, so we'll get them chairs. I believe if you hold shift, if you hold shift, it allows you to multi-place, so you don't have to continuously go back and select your item. Then we're going to need a trash can, and we'll place this right there. That should cover all the desks. Perfect. Then we want a plant and put it in this corner. We're going to need a bookshelf to improve environment. We'll put it up against this wall here. And then one very important thing, use vending machines all over the place if you have to. It's going to give your employees easy access to food. They're going to be much happier for it. The bathroom is free, so we don't have to do anything with that. But yeah, make sure to get vending machines, place them all over the place when you have bigger spots. You'll eventually unlock chefs and everything like that. So that's pretty cool. Let's open back up our Teams directory, go to HR management. So now we know, if we minimize these, we have 4 desks. So we need to hire 4 employees. There are 3 spots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire 2 programmers, 1 designer, and 1 artist. Low salary because we only have $27,000. The traits. So this allows you to pick the traits. You can also select which traits you don't want by right-clicking. So I'm going to say I don't want them to break their computer. Let's say modest is a decent one, and night out. Which one do we pick? Let's do modest right now. Just because they'll ask for lower money. And then we click X. We open this back up. They're going to arrive at 8, depart at 4. Let's look at the schedule. We've only got the 1 person there. That's King X Ion. We can go to benefits. And so like you can give your employees pension, life insurance, health insurance. You can give them a minimum raise a year, their severance pay, vacation months. There's a ton of things. The one thing we want to fix before we start playing is go into vacation range, and I recommend doing 12 months. So what that means is if you set this to 1 month at just July, all your employees are going to take their vacation in July, and you won't have a team. So if you set it to all year, they'll take their vacations throughout the year, and you won't have anything to worry about, which is pretty nice. So we can click rename here, and we can rename that team, but we'll just leave it core for now. And then we're going to click X, and we'll start playing. So we've got some time to waste. We got about an hour, so I'm going to do 30 times speed, get us up to par. All right, he is in the office, nothing to do. This is when we get into the nitty gritty. So you look down here, you got development. This is our idle employee list. If we click, there's contracts, develop software, your releases, research, and project management. This is for way later in the game. We're going to look at some contract work. So we're going to do embedded systems. Expected quality is horrible. Upfront $2,000. When done, 9,000. So we can make a quick $9,000 for doing this. Let's accept this work. The core team is on it. Let's speed it up, and he can knock this out in just a few days. So let's look over this. So what's happening right now is there are different design iterations. I believe you can go up to as many as you want, but for just a contract, we'll probably let it do 3. So now it's going to tell you how many days left you have, what you're doing, who you're doing it for. You can click project details. It'll tell you a little bit more information in here. It's the same information as when you took the quest. So if we go ahead and click develop here, now he will work on the system. And we can let him just take the time to max out the code because it's moving fairly quickly. He's about to get off work. He got off work, he's gonna leave, and we can just leave this on super fast. What we can do now is skip unused time. That will change later. So we got some information. Yesterday, we accepted a contract, so it's just gonna give you little notifications as we go on. You can see that our monthly profits, we lost so much money in the month of January because we had to set up our office. So what we can do now is promote, and then he's going to fix bugs. All right, so he just left work, so we're going to skip to when he arrives. So crazy looks, we've got our first employees. So we've got, oh, I like a team member. I like a team member. That's good news. We go to manage teams. We've got 4 employees. Nice. So we've got 2 programmers and our designer. We are just working on it, getting an artist, and then we will be set up for success. So you can see their traits. You can see how old they are. You can see their salary. So of course we picked the cheapest people we could. Things like that. We can also select employees to educate them, but we don't want to get into that right now. We can select all the employees to look at kind of where we are, things like that. But we have our first employees. Employee thinks our office is depressing. We can definitely fix that. One thing we need to do is if we go down here, we can click manage staff. And this is going to allow us to hire maintenance, IT, a receptionist, security, courier, hire a cook, and hire cleaning. We're going to just bite the bullet and hire cleaning and have them clean. Assign rooms, all, okay. X out of that. So now we have a cleaner who's going to come and make our office look much neater, things like that. We're going to minimize this. And Uriel Gold has called out sick, and it's your first day of work. All right, we are going to finish this project. We made $12,000. It was outstanding quality. So the reason you start with contracts instead of jumping directly into developing software, one, this is a crazy thing to look at from the beginning. If you're a new player, I was scared the first time I opened that screen. The importance of working on contracts in the very beginning is it builds your business reputation. Contracts build it so that you can get to around 4 stars before contracts stop kind of being helpful. And that way, people know who you are. They have trust in your company. So when you go out and you develop the operating systems and the audio tools and the editors, people trust you more. So we're going to X out of this. We're going to accept another contract. We're going to accept the biggest one we can find, which is a logistics application. So down here, I didn't really show this the first time we selected a contract. So the design team is the core team. Lead designer is none. The beauty of this, leave lead designer empty. Because if you assign someone, it makes them tired. It ruins their creativity. And then they won't be as effective on your actual software projects. Leave this empty. CSM. This is your source control management. This is if you have a server. We were too broke to afford one, so we did not buy one in the beginning, but you can easily do this. This just makes it work a little bit faster when you actually have contracts or projects running. So it is very much a necessity, but not in the beginning of the game when we only have $22,000. So we're going to accept this contract. We're going to X out of this. We got $3,000 for accepting it. And now that we have a full team, when they come into work tomorrow, and it looks like we have the full team today. We've got our cleaner here. She needs to get to work cleaning the office because it is messy. Let's make sure. Oh, let's just do like that. And maybe she'll. Yeah, okay. So leave that empty, guys. Don't assign rooms. There's no point because she didn't even clean anything the whole day. We did this, so let's develop. It's 2 p.m. You could probably get this knocked out. So you guys probably see this blue line. The blue line is the expectation of where the quality needs to be in development for you to succeed the project. If I have the chance, I like to just let it go as far as it will go. As the projects get more complicated, it's a little bit tougher to complete these contracts. So just getting into that blue line is perfectly fine. We've got 1 day left. We're going to just promote it. We're going to let them work on bugs for a little bit. They fixed 0 bugs. Let's just ship it out. $12,000 in the bank account, which is nice. You can see this little green star. So let's see. There's another one for $12,000. We're going to accept that work. And then we can let's do this logistics application as well. And because we're still a new team, let's go back to here. And let's make this 2. So I'll leave that as 2. And then you will see what happens when we get everybody into the office. They will work on both at the same time. So you can actually, if we manage teams, you can set this all the way to 5 or infinite. I like to keep it low. That just means that they're going to be tired less. They're not going to be overwhelmed with as many projects, and they're going to get things done. And the reason I'm willing to go up to 2 is because we are just trying to build a reputation, get a little bit of money. But in this episode, we are going to be creating our first audio tool. Lucia French called in sick, okay? So we're going to be a team member down today, which is fine. Let's ship these out. Promote, finish. Outstanding quality. Bam, we're up to $34,000. I think it's time to develop our first software. I actually want to look at our team leader really quickly. He is, we can use a scroll wheel. Let's actually, yeah, we'll do an audio tool. Let's do an audio tool. So what you're going to do, you're going to click type, go down to audio tool, and then you can click here and it'll give you a random name. We are going to build this off the Ion brand. So we're going to call this Ion Audio. Perfect. Leave the price. I just like to leave this as where it's set. It changes as you add features. Subscription base is for later on in the game. Keep this product to yourself. Means that competitors can't use it to build their own projects. All right, so in here, this is our ETA. So this is going to tell us when it's going to be finished. These are our recommendations. We have 2 artists. We need 1 more programmer, 1 more designer. We can't really fit those guys in here yet, but this is kind of where we're looking. So as we add things, this can say we should get 5 programmers, 6 programmers, 7 programmers. So let's do 1. Let's do delay and reverb. We'll just do that for now. Publisher. So we're going to need funding, marketing, and printing. So we can look down here. They're going to give us $53,000 to make this audio tool, but that's going to be operating system exclusivity. We have a year and 2 months, but they're only going to ask for 34% of the profits, or 35 because we round up. If we look macro alerts integrated. We have a relationship. They have market recognition. We don't have a relationship with them. They're going to ask for 56% of the profits. They're going to fund $81,000. I'm going to accept this one for now. So framework, we need to make a new framework. And we're going to call this audio. I need to change that keybind. Audio API. Perfect. Next page. Okay, Pinnacle is the only one. I'll leave that alone. Then we'll look at this. So this is your marketing tool. What this is telling you is your expected interest, your wasted interest, your physical store cut, your royalties, things like this. So we analyze and then apply. It's going to put us a little bit further into recording, but still in the mixing category. You can analyze based off the market, or you can analyze here. So now it's putting us a little bit further into mixing. I prefer to go off market satisfaction than the market analysis, because this is taking what we have here and saying, okay, it's better at mixing than just recording and composing. That's the market that they want to be in. Next page. This is the summary. We select the publisher. We need funding, marketing, and printing. We're going to accept this one. They're actually going to fund $121,000 of our project. We have a year and 5 months. And I'm going to want this, 56. So let's accept it. And then we can do develop. Perfect. So what's going to happen now? They are going to work on this project. It's going to take a while. It's going to take them a fat minute to actually get this project done because we don't have a lot of team members. We're up to $154,000. So what I think we do is we lease out this new building. Lease it out. Perfect. It's $2,000 a month, so we can easily afford that. What I like to do is just build a long table across like this. Give them more computers. Make sure you're rotating them so they can use them. It's complaining about a chair. Get them a chair. Perfect. It's complaining about a trash can. Get 2. Okay, it's complaining about the air quality. So we're going to get some plants in here. Oh, that's in front of the door. Okay, perfect. And then what I like to do, so we can click on this, and we can click colors. Let's make it a green color. Copy this, apply. And we can go around like this. And make them all the same color, which is pretty nice, so that you can set up your teams accordingly. This gives us plenty of space to hire new employees. We've got the money. So let's go back and we can actually look at the project details. So we need 2 more designers and 3 more programmers. So let's go to manage teams. Let's go to HR management. What is it? We need 2 more designers. So 3. 4, 6. We've got the artist, so I'm not worried about it. We're going to click X, 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 and then we wait. So, and then we can put priority. That's what these little arrows for. If you right click it, it sets to max. Right click on the bottom, it sets it to lowest. So I'm going to max that out. And then tomorrow we should see some new employees joining the team, and they will sit in the new office. Let's actually go ahead and get them cubicle walls so that they don't complain about the noise as much. You can also get them headphones and do that. So that's pretty cool. But for now, we have 12 members on the team. This is going to move much quicker now. Tessa Mendoza called out sick. So what I like to do is I like to change this whole office into like a cafeteria area and kind of get them a place where they can eat, hang out, things like that. Making sure he's the lead. Raise the revenue come, Microsoft 2. Okay. Nice. Piper, Walter, and Corey Chambers have called out sick. That kind of sucks, but we have plenty of team members now. So it's actually bothering me how little they're working. So we're going to actually change this to 8 to 6 p.m. So they'll work 2 extra hours, which should help improve the speed in which we're getting this done. Yeah, having lunch. But yeah, we are about halfway done with the first design phase. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here. We started our first audio tool. We're building out the office, expanding our team. And slowly but surely, we're going to build Ion Technologies into the most prolific tech software company in this world. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.